Today is Friday, July 18th, and this is the Wake Up Call from WUSF. I'm Sky LeBron. If someone tells you it's going to be a slow weekend in the Tampa Bay area, smack them on the back of the head and send them this podcast because we have an event roundup full of what's going on. And as always, we got the news headlines. First, a quick mention that the Wake Up Call is just a temporary name for this pod, and we want you to be a part of that name change. But today's your last chance to vote. On the right side of the WUSF.org homepage, you'll see a Rename the Pod square. Pick from the short list, and you're done. It takes no more than 30 seconds unless you really want to analyze each name. Please help us make the right pick, and maybe claim some bragging rights if you get the right one. It would mean a lot. Anyways, back to the show. Not to scare you if you love going to the beach, but just be on the lookout. A flesh-eating bacteria called Vibrio vulnificus has infected 11 Floridians this summer. 4 have died, one in Hillsborough County. It pops up in salty and brackish water. Norman Beatty is an infectious disease doctor at UF Health.
We can consume it through contaminated shellfish, specifically oysters. We can also introduce it through our skin, through a cut, when we are submerged in water that's contaminated with the bacteria through that wound.
Oh, hell no. He says it can be treated if caught early, but if not, it's life-threatening, and you could get more details on how to be safe from it at WUSF.org. Watch out. New rules from the Trump administration says COVID-19 vaccines aren't recommended for healthy children and pregnant women. Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo says that's a good thing.
Increasingly, it appears that the folks who have received these vaccines, particularly when they've been boosted, and particularly when they continue to be boosted, appear to actually be at highest risk of becoming seriously ill from the virus.
But Dr. Reina Elisa with the Florida chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics is not on board with that change.
We are not going to just throw decades of science and research and information just because of one person or a group of people that decided to take over and just continue to spread conspiracy theories.
She says you should check with your doctor when it comes to advice on vaccines. If you work at Bayfront Hospital in St. Pete, you can ride the Pinellas County bus for free. Other groups can get on for free, too. That includes employees at Pinellas County schools and people who work for the city of St. Pete, along with students and staff at a bunch of colleges like USF St. Pete. Just show your employee or student ID when you're boarding, and you should be good to go. Well, we know why you're really here, and that's to get Friday's event roundup from Malika Hollis at Arts Axis Florida. Malika, how's it going?
It's going good, Sky. Happy Friday, everybody. So first up, I have Florida, a history in pictures. This is for your photography and history enthusiasts. This is like a visual journey. Think stone forts. Think Everglades. They're going to have it all, and it's at the Clearwater Historical Society tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yeah, and Florida's developed so much over the past, 100 or so years that it's really cool to see what was going on in very, very early Florida. I mean, I've seen some early pictures, and it's really night and day. So just cool to get a little reflection of that history.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more than beaches. And next I have the Flower Power Garden Fest. So it's a plant and garden market, obviously, and it's in Plant City at the Parksdale Farm Market. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be Smitty's corn dogs. That was like a highlight on the page, so just wanted you guys to know that. Craft booths, and it's free.
That was the main thing I looked at was Smitty's corn dogs. I'm not even going to lie.
You know about Smitty's then?
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a corn dog. Corn dogs have been around also around 100 years. I looked this up after seeing the Smitty's ad.
Oh.
Yeah, corn dogs have been around for a while. It's like baked in, I guess, fried into our society.
Ah, I love that. I also, actually, that's a lie. I don't love corn dogs, but we will move on. Okay, next, guys, we have the Tampa St. Pete Lock and Key Singles Party. Okay, all my single ladies. All my single ladies. Okay, that's enough. It's going to be a large mixer. It's going to be at City Dog Cantina on Kennedy, and it's from 7 to 9 p.m. Women, you get the locks. Men get the keys. And just try and make some connections, guys, or at least a friend.
Yeah, $15 for the tickets, so really not poorly priced either. This has been featured all over the place on TV shows and advertisements online. Yeah, guys, you got to lock them up in the good way. You got to lock them up in the good way.
Yeah, in the good way. That's all. Okay, that's all we're promoting. And lastly, we have the 36th annual Cool Art Show by Pava. 70 of Florida's top artists are going to be in town at the St. Petersburg Coliseum. It's going to be a party. at the Coliseum, guys. There's going to be ceramics, jewelry, painting, photography, glass, and metalwork, which I'm very excited about.
My favorite thing is like the mosaic glass art. I feel like there's always something like slightly emotional about looking at those pieces. Also, like anything that people make with wood is just so cool to me. It's just, it seems like it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, it's a free admission, and it's Saturday and Sunday.
Malika, thank you so much for the time today.
You're welcome. Happy Friday.
Tampa celebrated its 138th birthday this week, by the way. It incorporated in 1887, but word around the street is it was an important economic hub way before then. The population really took off between 1880 and around 1900, where it went from less than 1,000 people to 15,000 plus by the turn of the century. And now look at it. It's a hub for one of the wackiest metro areas in the entire United States, with a lot going on all the time. Just for context, here's what else was going on in 1887. Grover Cleveland was in the middle of his first term as president. The first Groundhog Day was officially observed. The first patented car was a year old. Wow, that one's crazy. And Florida A&M was founded as the first black university in Florida. Want a little more local modern history? Well, you're getting it anyway, even if you don't want it. The Beach Theater in St. Pete Beach opens today after being closed since 2012. It's been around since 1940 and it just got a facelift. Today's grand reopening is already sold out, but if you want to check out the theater yourself, there's going to be plenty of screenings starting next weekend. I know I'll be checking that out pretty soon. That's today's wake-up call from WUSF. Wow, I won't be calling it that much longer because today is the last day you can vote on what you think the new name should be. The spot to vote is right up at the top of the WUSF.org homepage, or just type in WUSF.org/namethepod. We'll announce the new name soon and start that journey together. I'm pretty pumped for it. Anyways, have a weekend filled with wonder and awe. I'll be back Monday. See you bright and early.